The mission of the Center for Middle East and Islamic Studies is to provide learning opportunities for future naval officers to engage with the culture, politics, economics, and languages of the Middle East and the cultural regions that are associated with the Middle East. I really feel, and I know the 24 faculty members who are all affiliates of the center. By the way, we have one of the largest centers for Middle East Islamic Studies in the country at an undergraduate institution. But all of us collectively feel that there's absolutely no replacement for being on the ground, immersed in these cultures. Just having coffee, talking with people, seeing what people wear, seeing how they conduct themselves in public life. And so we try to get as many opportunities as possible for midshipmen and faculty to spend time overseas.
My interest in the Middle East was initially sparked by being a junior high student and watching the events of September 11th and wondering really why it was this region of the world that we were so heavily involved in and why we were having issues from the countries in this nation and the individuals of this nation. I began majoring in Arabic at the academy. It was a first-year major. It was the first year we were allowed to major in it. I've been studying it for the past 3.5 years. Through the Center for Middle East and Islamic Studies and additionally the International Programs Office, I have attended several lectures on issues relating to the Middle East, the Muslim world, and Islam in general. For instance, there's a talk this week on the current events happening in Egypt. I have traveled through the academy to several different places. I spent 30 days in Jordan through the Naval Academy Language Study Abroad program. I spent 4 months studying abroad in Cairo, Egypt in the spring of 2010 through the study abroad program. I studied at the American University in Cairo. And over Christmas break, through the Council on U.S.-Arab Relations, I spent 10 days in the United Arab Emirates as part of a cultural exchange program.
Yes, I just recently brought 10 midshipmen to the United Arab Emirates over the December and January holiday, and none of them had ever been to the Gulf region before. And when they were there, they just thought, wow, this isn't what I expected. They were guests of the Emirati government. They stayed in 5-star accommodations. They were upgraded to business class on their flight there. I mean, they were treated really, really specially. They were immersed in seminars by leading Emiratis in the business world, the academic world, the policy world, and they just said that it completely opened their eyes to see how Emiratis view the world, how important the United States relationship with that country is, and just hear it from a person on the ground's perspective really, really opened their eyes up. And in fact, one of the students who went is writing his senior thesis on the Jebel Ali Free Zone and how economic free trade zones might help to transform the region by creating jobs and opportunities so we don't have more revolutions. Well, as General Petraeus has said, this is a region that is increasing in its importance and value to the United States. Something which might seem marginal, like the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, affects every member in uniform's daily life when they're serving overseas. So we need to be well versed about that and try to maybe alter and balance our relationship with that conflict, perhaps help to push for some kind of peace or resolution. Oil and energy issues are not going away, they're increasing. Food security and food sovereignty issues are starting to be on the rise again. Many inflation issues triggered some of the revolts we've seen. Just being aware of how to create stability or foster stability, good governance, etc. These are all perennial issues that aren't going to go away. So giving our students any background and knowledge prior to going over there to serve is just a part of the critical mission of our Center for Middle East Islamic Studies.
What the International Programs Office in the Center does do well is they prepare you logistically for what you need before you get over there, as far as finances, resources, travel, lodging, that sort of things. And then in addition to my Arabic curriculum and my courses in the History and Political Science department through my Arabic major, and different programs they offer, they really get you guys to kind of what you can expect. Talking with kids who have done it before me, talking with professors, military members who have served there or spent time there, they kind of prepare you as much as possible for what is to be expected and what you can expect when you go over there. I feel it's highly important to be educated not only about the U.S., its policies and our history, but those of other countries as well, especially in a region where we have so many interests and so many members of our armed forces. To me, it's important because in a region where we have so many interests, we need to, learn culturally what they're about, linguistically, what's important to them, those sorts of things. Because if you're going to spend any significant time over there, you want to be a good ambassador for the United States and represent us well, and not show yourself as being ignorant to them or their history or their ethnicity, their culture, that sort of thing. I feel it's important to be, well-rounded and know something about, different cultures around the world in different regions, but especially in this region in particular, where its culture and history and values per se stand very contrastly different to those of the U.S. It's very important that you understand that before you spend any time over there or serve over there as a military member.
It's been encouraging to be studying a process of potential change for the last 10 or 15 years, especially looking at the role of the internet and information technology and creating the possibilities for change. And then to see that happen in my lifetime, I didn't think that was going to happen. So I think that, power of the people and good governance hopefully will emerge, and I think in the future we're looking at a region that will be much more stable in the creation of many, many more allies for the United States, its culture, its identity, its goals in the region. Thank you.